What's the happiest you've been after being demoted at your job? My boss called me into his office with that fake smile managers wear when they're about to ruin your life. You need to stop trying to manage everything around here. That's my job, he announced, tapping his coffee mug that said, "World's Best Boss." I stared at him, confused. I wasn't trying to manage anything. I was just the only one who remembered to order supplies before we ran out, who knew which forms went where, and who kept Brad and Chelsea from burning down the break room every week. But sir, if I don't remind people about deadlines, that's management work. You're not a manager. Effective immediately, you're being transferred to the filing department downstairs. He seemed proud of himself, like he'd solved world hunger. Fine. I packed my desk, grabbed my emergency fire extinguisher that I kept hidden behind my chair, and headed downstairs. What my boss didn't realize was that I wasn't some control freak. I was the only barrier between him and complete disaster. Brad and Chelsea were basically giant toddlers in business clothes, and without me there to babysit them, things were about to get very interesting. The first morning without me, Brad decided to make coffee but didn't know you needed a filter. He just dumped coffee grounds directly into the water tank. The machine made sounds like a dying whale before exploding, covering the ceiling in coffee sludge that dripped for 3 days. Chelsea tried to help clean up but used dish soap in the coffee maker to wash it from inside. Bubbles filled the entire break room. You couldn't see through the foam wall. Then Brad got hungry and tried to heat up his leftover fish in the microwave for 30 minutes because it was really cold. The microwave caught fire. The smoke alarm went off for 2 hours because nobody knew how to turn it off except me. The fire department showed up and found Chelsea trying to put out the fire with milk because water and electricity don't mix, but milk is different, right? Week 2 got even worse. They had to give a presentation to important clients about quarterly sales. Instead, Brad made a 40-slide presentation about different types of chickens and which ones taste best with barbecue sauce. Chelsea added sound effects by clucking every time he changed slides. The clients left halfway through. Then Chelsea organized the supply closet by color instead of function. All the pens were with the blue folders, staplers were with the black phones, and somehow she put all the toilet paper with the white printer paper because they're both paper and both white. Then came the monthly board meeting. Brad and Chelsea were supposed to set up the conference room, but didn't understand how chairs worked. They stacked them in a pyramid because Chelsea saw it in a circus once and thought it would promote creative thinking. Brad filled the water pitchers with orange juice because vitamin C helps brain power, but didn't tell anyone. So the CEO poured orange juice into his coffee. Then they decided the room needed ambiance and brought in 14 lamps from different offices, plugging them all into one outlet. The power went out for the entire building. While everyone sat in the dark, Chelsea started a campfire in a metal trash can because camping makes people bond. She used important contracts as kindling. Brad tried to roast marshmallows over it using a ruler. The sprinkler system activated, soaking everyone including 3 visiting investors who were considering a $1 million deal. The conference room flooded. Brad and Chelsea splashed around like it was a pool party, while the board members stood there dripping, their suits ruined. My boss tried to explain, but slipped on the wet floor and landed face first in Chelsea's trash can campfire, which was still smoking. The investors left immediately, taking their money with them. The CEO's assistant quit on the spot, saying she'd rather work at a daycare because at least children have an excuse. That afternoon, my boss appeared in the filing room looking like he'd aged 10 years in 2 weeks. His hair was sticking up, his tie was backwards, and he had what looked like marshmallow in his eyebrows. "Please come back," he begged. "I'll double your salary, triple it. You can have my parking space, my office, my job. Just please make them stop." "I thought managing was your job," I reminded him. "They put glitter in the printer. Everything we print sparkles now." The CEO's resignation letter looked like a kindergarten art project. "Sounds like a management problem." I smiled, pulling out my resignation letter. "By the way, I got a job at your competitor's company. They heard about your presentation on chickens and offered me a management position to make sure that never happens to them." As I left, I heard another explosion from upstairs.